Good evening. I'm Captain J.T. White, and on behalf of the Norfolk Police Department, I would like to welcome everyone to our annual award ceremony. Tonight's recipients will be receiving awards for their exemplary performance in 2025. Now, if you would please rise for the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening. You can join me in prayer for this beautiful evening and to honor our hometown heroes and to celebrate with them tonight. Lord, we come to you, God, and we ask that you would bless this night. And we honor each and every one here, all the recipients of the awards. We're grateful to call them our NPD family. And Lord, today again, bless them and bless their families. In your mighty name I pray. Amen.
Good evening. This is an event that is a very small part of what we tend to do in our business. The nature of being an executive in this work is you find yourself pointing out what's wrong and what's not perfect, and you find yourself looking for the mistakes because everything that we do is profoundly impacting somebody's life. And if you're not careful, you can get sucked into believing that the things that are happening in the organization are not as good as they should be or could be. But the reality of my just about 3 years here is this is a phenomenal police department with great men and women that are doing a great job keeping this city safe. And if there's anything that we need to do in this organization is spend more time celebrating the great work that happens both in the organizations and frankly, this will be the first time in a long time we're celebrating those who gave significant portions of their life working in this agency. So if we can take a second to applaud those who have given their full career to the Norfolk Police Department. Thank you to all of the recipients, very well done. Thank you to the retirees and to all the people that did a lot of hard work to put this together. Thank you so much.
At this time, we will now recognize all those receiving awards for the first quarter of 2025. MPO Jeff Phillips and MPO Bruce Pugh. On February 16, 2025, at about 10:20 a.m., MPO Jeff Phillips and MPO Bruce Pugh were working cruise ship security at the Nauticus terminal when dispatch reported a sailboat taking on water in Willoughby Bay. Despite gale force winds and small craft advisory conditions, they immediately responded. They found a 38-foot sailboat in severe distress with a 70-year-old captain calling for help. As they navigated 3 to 4 foot choppy seas, Marine 3 became fouled by a submerged crab pot, disabling one engine. Using only one engine, Phillips skillfully maneuvered the vessel close enough for Pugh, positioned on the bow, to pull the captain to safety just before conditions worsened. They transported him to the 13th View boat ramp, where 2nd Precinct officers and Norfolk Fire Rescue took over care. Their exceptional seamanship, teamwork, and courage in hazardous conditions saved a life and brought great credit to the Norfolk Police Department. MPO Jeff Phillips and MPO Bruce Pugh are awarded with the Distinguished Service Medal. MPO Danny Turnquest and MPO Jeff Phillips. On February 2nd, 2025, a man in psychological crisis jumped from the 64-foot Kempsville Bridge into 42-degree water. Harbor Patrol MPOs Danny Turnquest and Jeff Phillips immediately responded in Marine 3 while monitoring updates from officers on scene. Knowing the extreme danger of the frigid water, they instructed other officers not to enter and coordinate an emergency bridge lift to reach the area. Although officers on land lost sight of the victim, Turnquest and Phillips located him floating face up near the bridge pylons, drifting in and out of consciousness. Maneuvering Marine 3 with precision, they positioned the vessel beside him, using rescue equipment to bring him aboard, and transported him to the nearest dock. With help from citizens and officers, they safely offloaded the victim and began immediate hypothermia treatment until Norfolk Fire Rescue arrived. Their swift action, sound judgment, and coordinated rescue efforts prevented likely death from drowning or hypothermia, fully deserving recognition. MPO Jeff Phillips and MPO Danny Turnquest are awarded with the Life Saving Award. MPO Antonio Barrera and Sergeant Ryan Bettine. On August 19, 2025, Norfolk Police received a report of 2 people in distress after a canoe capsized near 60 Radar Street. With water temperatures in the low 50s and the nearest rescue vessel more than 30 minutes away, the victims who lacked proper secured life vests faced an imminent risk of drowning and hypothermia. MPO Antonio Barrera, who had just finished his shift, turned around and responded to Marine 3 after hearing the call. Sergeant Ryan Bettine, a former Harbor Patrol officer and diver, also self-initiated due to their urgency. They located 2 females struggling near the submerged canoe, quickly pulling the most distressed victim aboard Marine 3, while the second reached a nearby dock with help from land units. They also secured the canoe to prevent a navigational hazard. The swift, selfless, and highly professional actions of MPO Barrera and Sergeant Bettine directly saved 2 lives, making them fully deserving of this award. MPO Barrera and Sergeant Bettine are awarded with the Life Saving Award. MPO Reichert, Officer Bowman, Officer Mariner, Officer Pennick. While on uniform patrol in the 1st Precinct, Officers Bowman, Mariner, Pennick, and Reichert responded to the 2200 block of Presidential Parkway on the campus of Norfolk State University for a gunshot victim. Upon arrival, they located the victim lying in a field and immediately began life-saving measures. Officers Pennick and Mariner reached the victim first and initiated tactical trauma care. A tourniquet was applied to the victim's left arm while pressure was maintained on gunshot wounds to the chest and abdomen. Chest seals were applied to multiple wounds, and Officer Reichert assisted with additional treatment. Officer Bowman located another gunshot wound on the victim's right leg and applied gauze and a tourniquet. Throughout the incident, Officer Pennick kept the victim alert and breathing, even using improvised materials until medics arrived. Their swift actions stabilized the victim and ultimately saved his life. MPO Reichert, Officer Bowman, Officer Mariner, and Officer Pennick are awarded the Life Saving Award. Officer Briggs, Officer Thorpe, and Officer Dunthorne. Officer Thorpe identified a known violent gang member and felon who frequently displayed firearms on social media. On February 7, 2025, Thorpe observed the offender on Instagram Live carrying a Glock with an extended magazine while walking through Young's Terrace, a neighborhood he did not live in. Thorpe alerted Officer Briggs and Dunthorne, who located the offender. The suspect fled, and during the foot chase, officers heard what sounded like a gun being discarded. After the arrest, Officer Briggs used Norfolk Fire Department assistance to access a nearby metal roof and recovered the same firearms seen in the live video. The offender was charged with multiple felony and firearm offenses. The intelligence-driven actions and quick responses of Officers Briggs, Dunthorne, and Thorpe removed a firearm and a dangerous gang member from the community. All 3 officers are awarded the Police Commendation Award. Detective Logan Gardner. During the fourth quarter of 2025, Detective Logan Gardner, assigned to the Property Crimes Unit, was responsible for 88 cases, many of which he proactively assumed after personally speaking with victims. His caseload included stolen vehicles, hit-and-run incidents, vandalism, larcenies, and violent crimes. Though through diligent investigative work, Detective Gardner brought 40 of those cases to a positive conclusion, achieving a 45% clearance rate. Of those 88 cases, 29 were cleared with arrest warrants, accounting for 33% of his total caseload. He also investigated 3 property crime series, successfully clearing 2 of them with arrest warrants. Detective Gardner achieved the highest clearance rate within the Property Crimes Unit for the fourth quarter of 2025, demonstrating exceptional productivity, initiative, and commitment to serving victims and holding offenders accountable. Detective Logan Gardner is awarded the Police Commendation Award. Internet Crimes Against Children Unit at Norfolk Police Department needed critical assistance. With only 1 person working in the unit, it was impossible for all the cases to be assigned 5 to 7 a day to be adequately investigated. Officer Miller further activated his duty to serve and to help protect some of the most vulnerable citizens of our community, children. Despite his daily responsibilities and numerous family obligations, Officer Miller dedicated days of training to become a task force officer with the Southern Virginia ICAC Task Force. Officer Miller tirelessly investigates emotionally and physically trying cases. His efforts have led to significant felony arrests and subsequent lengthy sentences for the child predators he has apprehended. On several occasions, Officer Miller has canceled personal plans to respond to the Police Operations Center once alerted to a high-risk case. Many children have been saved directly from child exploitation or even hands-on offenses because of Officer Miller's meticulous work. Officer Miller has also saved many potential victims. For his dedication to going above and beyond in the service of the community, Officer Miller is recognized with the Police Commendation Award. Detectives Nadiello and Todd. In a separate case, Detectives Nadiello and Todd learned from a mother that her 13-year-old daughter had left the state with her 19-year-old boyfriend. Recognizing the danger, they initiated exigent phone tracking, which revealed the teen's true location and the existence of disturbing videos spanning multiple jurisdictions. They immediately coordinated with the FBI, who opened a federal case, and with Ohio authorities, safely recovered the child. A search warrant for the suspect's phone revealed multiple illicit videos involving minors. Thanks to their swift and thorough work, the victim was safely returned to her family and is now receiving care through the local children's hospital. For their dedication, professionalism, and life-saving actions on behalf of both victims, Detectives Nadiello and Todd are awarded with the Police Commendation Award. Detectives Davis and Cangiano. On February 5th, 2025, a jury convicted an abuser of 5 sexual abuse counts against a 5-year-old child. This conviction is the result of an arduous and lengthy 3-year investigation and court process. In November 2021, Detectives Cangiano and Davis received a report of sexual abuse involving a 5-year-old victim. A forensics interview yielded numerous disclosures of allegations of sexual abuse. Detectives Cangiano and Davis executed a search warrant on the residence where the abuse was alleged to have occurred, and valuable evidence was discovered, ultimately leading to a confession from the sexual abuse offender. The case endured several competency hearings and legal challenges. Despite a judge's decision not to allow the offender's confession into court, the thorough evidence-based investigation led by Detectives Davis and Cangiano and the testimony they provided rendered a guilty verdict. A solid investigation in pursuit of justice for an innocent 5-year-old child exemplifies a worthy accomplishment. For their exceptional work and unmatched endurance to the end of a years-long investigation, Detectives Cangiano and Davis are awarded the Police Commendation Award. Detectives Nadiello and Barron. Detective Barron and Detective Nadiello responded to a case in which a woman escaped after being held captive and violently abused by her live-in boyfriend. Unaware of the torture she had endured, Detective Nadiello initially began a missing person investigation after the offender reported her missing. Once the abuse was discovered, Detective Barron joined the case, and together they identified, charged, and arrested the suspect. The investigation uncovered nearly 90 minutes of video showing the offender assaulting the victim, breaking her nose, stabbing her, and violently harming her dog. Detective Barron conducted 2 trauma-informed interviews that produced critical evidence leading to charges including aggravated malicious wounding, domestic assault, cruelty to animals, and rape. Using the rapport he had established during the missing person inquiry, Detective Nadiello successfully lured the suspect to the police station for a safe arrest, enabling a full confession during subsequent interviews. Their work allowed the victim to begin receiving necessary medical and mental health treatment, and the offender now faces up to 4 life sentences plus additional years. For their dedication, professionalism, and life-saving actions on behalf of both victims, Detectives Barron and Nadiello are awarded the Police Commendation Award. Management Analyst 2, Annette Jeffrey Beeman. Management Analyst 2, Annette Jeffrey Beeman, is the administrative cornerstone that keeps the Emergency Communications Center consistently moving forward. While much of her impactful work occurs behind the scenes, its significance is deeply felt by the entire team. She is a beacon of support and a driving force in fostering a positive and productive work environment. Beyond her crucial daily responsibilities in financial management, Ms. Jeffrey Beeman proactively champions employee well-being and engagement. To this end, she dedicates significant effort to initiatives and activities that demonstratively improve morale and foster a positive influence. Her meticulous coordination of engagement gatherings provides vital opportunities for team building and camaraderie. Management Analyst 2, Jeffrey Beeman, dedication to employee welfare directly translate to a more engaged, motivated, and ultimately a more efficient and effective administrative operation. This in turn streamlines administrative processes and allows the division to function more effectively. Management Analyst 2, Jeffrey Beeman's commitment extends beyond the typical administrative duties. Her efforts directly enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the division's administrative functions. For her exceptional dedication and positive impact, Management Analyst 2, Annette Jeffrey Beeman, is presented the Police Commendation Award. Telecommunicator Ms. Gabrielle Reed. From the start of the first quarter, Norfolk Emergency 911 telecommunicator Ms. Gabrielle Reed has consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication and excellence in public safety. She proactively advances her professional development and manages complex emergency responses with calm confidence. Ms. Reed maintains high standards through continuous education, training, and scenario analysis, ensuring she is prepared for the fast-paced demands of the 911 Emergency Communications Center. She is an exemplary team member who models professionalism under pressure, fosters a collaborative and steady environment during busy shifts and emotionally charged calls. Her composed demeanor and supportive attitude enhance team performance and workplace culture. As the first point of contact for citizens seeking emergency or non-emergency assistance, Ms. Reed's professionalism, willingness to help others, and strong leadership mindset set her apart. She is a vital asset to the Norfolk Police Department and a lifeline to the community, applying deep listening and swift critical thinking to navigate urgent situations in seconds. For outstanding professionalism, exemplary dedication, and impeccable customer service, Ms. Gabrielle Reed is awarded the Telecommunicator of the First Quarter.
At this time, we will now recognize all those receiving awards from the second quarter of 2025. To the recipients, please come onto the stage as your name is called and receive your distinction from Chief Talbot. Lance Roberson, While assigned to the fugitive squad, Detective Roberson recognized the investigative value of cell site simulators through collaboration with local, state, and federal partners. In September 2023, he took the initiative to explore acquiring a cell site simulator for the Norfolk Police Department to enhance its ability to locate violent offenders and missing or endangered individuals. Detective Roberson conducted extensive research, evaluated multiple vendors, consulted with agencies using the technology, and identified the strengths and limitations of available systems. After presenting the concept to his command and securing support, he worked closely with grant writers to identify funding sources. One grant funding was approved by City Council. Detective Roberson played a key role in the RFP process, participating in meetings, helping draft specifications, evaluating vendor proposals, and ensuring timelines were met. His vision, persistence, and leadership were instrumental in bringing this critical technology to the department. As a result of his efforts, missing and endangered persons can be located more quickly. Violent offenders can be apprehended sooner, and the overall safety of Norfolk citizens is strengthened. For these reasons, the Police Commendation Award is awarded to Detective Lance Roberson. Detectives Roberson, Rogers, O'Keefe, Davis, Phillips, and Zalata. On June 16, 2025, a man fatally shot the mother of his child on East Liberty Street and kidnapped their 5-year-old, who was believed to be in severe danger. Detectives Roberson, Rogers, O'Keefe, Davis, Phillips, and Zalata immediately mobilized. Detective Roberson gathered critical information at the homicide scene, while the rest of the fugitive squad launched an urgent investigation to locate Scott and the child. They coordinated with Virginia State Police to issue an Amber Alert and conducted multiple exigent digital inquiries, identifying the man's phone and tracking it to Portsmouth before it went offline. Detective Zalata, serving as an FBI task force officer, secured approval to deploy a cell site simulator. Working with the Commonwealth's attorney, the FBI, and multiple SWAT teams, they positioned at a known address. When Scott's phone briefly reactivated and a child, or rather citizen, reported the location, Virginia Beach SWAT safely rescued the child and took the man into custody. Their rapid coordination, investigative expertise, and multi-agency teamwork prevented further tragedy and directly saved a child's life. For these reasons, they are each awarded the Police Commendation Award and are the officers of the second quarter. Chrislyn Cortesini. In recognition of exemplary service during the second quarter, through professionalism, precision, and unwavering composure, her efforts have directly contributed to the success of the Emergency 911 Division and supported the overall mission of the Norfolk Police Department. Her dedication behind the scenes ensures that every call for service is met with urgency, care, and excellence. For this reason, Ms. Cortesini is awarded Telecommunicator of the Second Quarter. At this time, we will now recognize all those receiving awards from the third quarter of 2025. To those recipients, please come onto the stage as your name is called and receive your distinction from Chief Talbot. Sergeant Dool, Officer Edmonds, Officer C. Waters. Officers Watson, Edmonds, and Sergeant Dool responded to the Harbor Inn in the 7900 block of Chesapeake Boulevard for a gunshot victim and located a man suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to his leg and neck with significant blood loss. Without hesitation, the officers immediately began life-saving measures. Sergeant Dool directed a civilian to maintain pressure on a leg wound before personally applying a tourniquet. He then cut away the victim's clothing to conduct a thorough blood sweep, while Officer Waters opened the trauma kit and took over, applying pressure to the neck wound. Officer Edmonds assisted by retrieving and handling medical supplies as needed. When it was discovered that bleeding had not been fully controlled, Sergeant Dole, with assistance from Officer Edmonds and Officer Waters, applied a second tourniquet and secured a compression bandage to the wound. Officers continued monitoring the victim until relieved by medics, who transported him to City of Norfolk General Hospital. Through coordinated teamwork, decisive action, and advanced trauma care, the officers' swift response significantly increased the victim's chances of survival. For those reasons, Sergeant Dole, Officer Waters, and Officer Edmonds are awarded the Life-Saving Award. Master Police Officer Caleb Perrin and Police Officer Hasty. On July 2nd, 2025, at approximately 10:30 a.m., Master Police Officer Perrin and Officer Lee were involved in a motor vehicle accident on Tower Drive when a speeding motorcycle struck another vehicle, ejecting both riders into oncoming traffic. Master Police Officer Perrin and Officer Hasty immediately took control of the chaotic scene and rendered life-saving aid to the critically injured victims. The female riders suffered multiple traumatic injuries, including compound fractures and a nearly severed lower leg with severe bleeding. Remaining calm under extreme pressure, Master Police Officer Perrin applied direct pressure and successfully placed a tourniquet to stop the life-threatening hemorrhage, continuing advanced care until EMS arrived. Both officers also treated the male rider, ensuring continuous medical attention despite active traffic hazards. Officer Hasty coordinated medical resources and supported all life-saving efforts. Their swift response, composure, and dedication were instrumental in saving the female victim's life and stabilizing both patients, making them highly deserving of this award. For these reasons, Master Police Officer Caleb Perrin and Officer Hasty are awarded the Life-Saving Award. Sergeant Bubakar, Officer Torrance, Officer Simler, Officer Martin, Officer Abileda, Officer Fennell, Officer Jones, Officer Hunt, Officer Burke, and Officer Meyer. On November 12, 2024, officers of the Norfolk Police Department responded to a rapidly advancing apartment fire in the 7100 block of Sewells Point Road and were met with a fully engulfed building, trapped residents, and rapidly deteriorating conditions. Officer Torino immediately began evacuations and assisting victims fleeing the flames, while Sergeant Bubakar courageously climbed a ladder into heavy smoke and active fire to rescue a second-floor occupant before fire personnel arrived. As the fire spread to neighboring buildings, Officers Simler, Martin, Abileda, Fennell, Jones, Hunt, Burke, and Meyer forced entry into multiple apartments, clearing 16 units and evacuating dozens of residents through smoke and advancing flames. Before the arrival of fire crews, these officers saved 3 trapped individuals and ensured no lives were lost. For their extraordinary behavior, decisive action, and selfless service in the face of extreme danger, they are awarded the Distinguished Service Medal, Medal of Valor for Sergeant Bubakar. Sergeant Taco and Officer M. Turner. On September 27, 2025, Sergeant Taco and Officer Turner responded to a shooting in the 3100 block of Hurley Avenue, where they found a woman in her bed suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Without knowing whether the suspect was still inside the residence, both officers immediately entered and placed themselves at risk to render aid. After quickly clearing the upstairs to ensure the scene was secure, Sergeant Taco and Officer Turner began life-saving medical treatment. They conducted a rapid assessment, located multiple injury and exit wounds, and applied chest seals to control severe bleeding. Utilizing his medical training, Sergeant Taco triaged and prioritized the most critical injuries, while Officer Turner assisted in treating additional wounds and monitoring the victim's condition. Their swift, skilled, and courageous actions stabilized the victim until medics arrived minutes later. Medical staff later confirmed that the immediate care provided on scene was instrumental in saving her life. For these reasons, the Life Saving Award is presented to Sergeant Taco and Officer M. Turner. Jonlyn Thompson. In recognition of exemplary service during the third quarter, through professionalism, precision, and unwavering composure, her efforts have directly contributed to the success of Emergency 911 Division and supported the overall mission of the Norfolk Police Department. Her dedication behind the scenes ensures that every call for service is met with urgency, care, and excellence. For this reason, Ms. Thompson is awarded Telecommunicator of the Third Quarter.
At this time, we will now recognize those receiving awards for the fourth quarter of 2025. To the recipients, please come to the stage as your name is called and receive your distinction from Chief Talbot. Sergeant Duell, Sergeant Ortiz, Officer Arochena, Officer Newton. On November 22nd, 2025, during the Grand Illumination Parade, Sergeant C. Duell and Officer B. Arochena responded to a report of a child in medical distress near Granby Street and Tazewell Street. They located a 9-year-old boy experiencing a seizure with irregular breathing and a faint pulse. When no medic units were available to respond, the officers immediately rendered aid, maintaining calm and composure under pressure for approximately 10 minutes. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Sergeant Duell and Officer Arochena, assisted by Sergeant E. Ortiz, carried the child to Monticello Avenue and Market Street, where he was placed in a patrol vehicle. Officer A. Newton continued providing care while transporting the juvenile to the hospital. Although the incident may not meet the formal criteria for a life-saving award, the officer's decisive action, compassion, sound judgment exemplifies the highest standard of law enforcement service and reflects great credit upon themselves and the department. Sergeant Duell, Life Saving Award. Officer B. Arochena, Life Saving Award. Sergeant Ortiz, Life Saving Award. And Officer Newton, Life Saving Award. MPO D. Johnson, MPO J. Murphy. On November 23rd at around 2 a.m., Officer Delano, Johnson, and Sheriff Deputy Sergeant Thomas were first to arrive at a chaotic scene in a 300 block of Waterside Drive, where a gunshot victim was bleeding heavily and in a critical condition. Officer Johnson quickly secured the area, redirected traffic away from shattered glass, and ensured the safety of the victims and responders. Detective John Murphy then arrived with the only available trauma kit. Working together, Sergeant Thomas, Detective Murphy, and Officer Johnson provided life-saving care, including applying a chest seal, until medics could safely reach the victim. Their rapid response, clear coordination, and calm performance under pressure allowed the victim to be stabilized and transported for emergency surgery. Medical staff later stated that without their immediate intervention, the victim likely would not have survived. Their bravery, professionalism, and dedication to preserving life make them highly deserving of this award. MPO Johnson, Life Saving Award. MPO J. Murphy, Life Saving Award. Officer K. Rose, Officer N. Morris, Officer N. Sarante, and Officer E. McFarland. On August 1st, 2025 at 1:02 a.m., Investigator Rose, Officer Morris, Officer Sarante, and Officer McFarland responded to a gunshot victim in the 400 block of Nicholson Street. They found the victim face down, unresponsive, and suffering from a severe femoral artery injury causing massive blood loss. Investigator Rose, Officer Morris, and Officer Cerrante immediately began life-saving first aid while Officer McFarland provided critical support. Working together, they developed trauma supplies, packed wounds with gauze, and applied direct pressure. Because a tourniquet could not be used due to the wound's location, Officer McFarland maintained continuous pressure on the femoral injury while the other treated additional wounds. Their rapid, coordinated action stabilized the victim long enough for a transport to City of Norfolk General Hospital, where he underwent life-saving surgery. Medical staff later confirmed the victim likely would not have survived without the officers' immediate intervention. Their teamwork, skill, and decisive response make them highly deserving of this award. Officer K. Rose, Life-Saving Award. Officer N. Morris, Life-Saving Award. Officer N. Cerrante, Life-Saving Award. Officer E. McFarland, Life-Saving Award. Officer Ward, Officer Thorpe, and Officer Briggs Jr. Officer Thorpe, Ward, and Briggs Jr. demonstrated exceptional initiative, persistence, and investigative skill in a month-long operation to apprehend a violent offender threatening Norfolk residents. Through careful intelligence gathering and surveillance, they identified A. Butcher, a convicted felon with a history of violence, including a 2023 gang-related homicide, as a risk target involved in firearms activity on the 700 block of Lincoln Street. The officers conducted sustained surveillance to confirm Butcher's involvement with illegal firearms. On the day of the arrest, Officer Briggs Jr. and Officer Ward located Butcher's vehicle, maintained surveillance, and safely took him into custody on an active warrant without incident. A search of Butcher and his vehicle recovered crack cocaine, packaged marijuana, morphine pills, digital scales, cash, and a Glock 22 handgun. Further investigation linked the firearm to 3 separate shootings and confirmed its acquisition through Butcher's social media communication. Thanks to the officers' diligent coordination and commitment to public safety, Butcher was charged with multiple felony firearms, narcotics offenses, effectively removing a dangerous individual from the community. Officer Ward, police commendation. Officer Thorpe, police commendation. Officer Briggs Jr., police commendation. Officer Cameron Harrell and Officer Kendrick Lee. Officer Lee and Officer Harrell demonstrated outstanding professionalism, teamwork, and dedication during a complex narcotics investigation targeting Mansur Barrington and Shelton Evans. Working with DEA task force investigators, Officer Jenks and Norfolk DEA Group 71 played a key role in surveillance, controlled purchases, and tactical operations that dismantled a major drug trafficking network in Norfolk. Their investigation included multiple controlled buys through a confidential information, extensive surveillance to identify trap houses, and execution of search warrants at 4 locations associated with the suspects. Officer Lee and Harrell were critical in staging tactical team, maintaining perimeter, and ensuring the safe execution of high-risk operations. Their vigilance enabled the detection of Barrington and Evans without incident. The operation resulted in significant seizures, including fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, MDMA, psilocybin, marijuana packaging material, drug presses, and over $5.6 million in cash. Their commitment to safety, operational integrity, and multi-agency coordination directly contributed to multiple felony charges and the removal of dangerous narcotics from the community. Officer K. Lee, Police Commendation Award, and Officer of the Fourth Quarter. Officer C. Harrell, Police Commendation, and Officer of the Fourth Quarter. Latanya Major. Ms. Latanya Major has demonstrated exceptional dedication and innovation in her role as software analyst within the Office of Professional Standards. She has played a vital role in maintaining and enhancing the department's use of force reporting system through Blue Team, a critical platform that promotes accountability and transparency within the Norfolk Police Department. Her efforts have significantly improved the accuracy, efficiency, and reliability of reporting processes, strengthening trust both internally and within the community. In addition to her technical expertise, Mrs. Major has exhibited outstanding leadership and collaboration, working closely with officers, supervisors, and administrative staff to ensure seamless integration and functionality of both Blue Team and IA Pro systems. Her ability to translate complex technical concepts into practical application has ensured compliance with reporting standards while enhancing overall operational effectiveness. Furthermore, Mrs. Major leverages system data to produce comprehensive monthly reports for executive staff, providing critical analysis of use of force incidents, vehicle pursuits, police vehicles accidents. These reports equip command staff with the actionable insight, supporting informed decision-making, driving continuous improvement across the department. Her contribution reflects a high level of professionalism, initiative, and commitment to organizational excellence. Latanya Major, Police Accommodation Award, and Civilian of the Fourth Quarter.
The Officer of the Year is awarded to one of those who are selected as the Officer of the Quarter. The Awards and Commendation Committee meets to discuss each of the nominees and makes the final decision. The Norfolk Police Department's 2025 Officer of the Year is being awarded to Officers Cameron Harrell and Kedrick Lee. Next, we have the Telecommunicator of the Year. The Telecommunicator of the Year is awarded to one of those who are selected as the Civilian of the Quarter. The Norfolk Police Department's 2025 Telecommunicator of the Year is being awarded to Jonlyn Thompson. Next, Telco Supervisor of the Year. The Telecommunicator Supervisor of the Year is awarded to one of those who are selected as the Civilian of the Quarter. The Norfolk Police Department's 2025 Civilian Employee of the Year is being awarded to Angela Powers. Next, Citizen Service Medal. The Citizen Service Medal is awarded to this outstanding citizen for his dedicated efforts in supporting the Norfolk Police Department and helping to bridge the gap between the department, community members, and local organizations. The Norfolk Police Department's 2025 Citizen Service Medal is being awarded to Mr. Julian Pete. Next, we will be honoring our 2025 retirees. As we transition to the next portion of our program, we take a moment to recognize a truly special group among us this evening. Tonight, we honor the men and women who, in 2025, concluded their careers after years of dedicated service to this department and the community. Their commitment, sacrifice, and professionalism have left a lasting mark that will continue to guide and inspire us. The first is Sergeant Chad E. Lee, who dedicated 25 years of service to the Norfolk Police Department. Next, we have Lieutenant Brian Lee, 28 years of service. Next, we have stenographer Karen Fauntleroy, 20 years of service. Lastly, we have Ms. Rita Chandler. We are grateful to celebrate those who are able to be with us tonight, and at this time, we also pause to acknowledge and honor those retirees who could not be here with us this evening. Next, we're going to move on to the Legacy Award. This prestigious recognition honors individuals whose contributions extend beyond their years of service and continue to shape the culture, professionalism, and mission of the Norfolk Police Department. Retirees are considered for the Legacy Award in one of three categories: officer wellness, community outreach, or significant contributions to the department. This year's recipient is recognized for his ongoing commitment to community outreach with efforts that continue to make an impact today. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Legacy Award winner is retired Officer Samuel Nello. Chairman Irwin, would you like to offer a few brief words, please?
Good evening. Chief Talbot, to the command staff, and to the committee, I would like to say thank you. Not in a million years would I have envisioned receiving such an award. I am truly, truly humbled and extremely grateful. I love to serve, and hopefully, given the strength that I'm given, I will continue to serve if called upon. I thank you all and I appreciate you.
So there will be a song for the retirees. I'd like to please welcome back Miss Sierra Clay.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people walking by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll know so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What a privilege and an honor to be with you all tonight. And it's a wonderful world. And we were here on the stage with those who made this world a better place. And I'd like for you all to thank God with me for them. God, tonight we thank you again for your grace and your mercy and your strength. And we thank you for those that gave more than they had to, did a little more than they had to, did a little extra because they care. We have one hand to help ourselves and the other to help others, and they chose to help others and make this world a better place, and tonight we honor them. I ask this in the precious holy name, and to give traveling mercies to each and every one that leave here tonight. Amen.